appears the Department of Justice will be experiencing an unprecedented manpower shortage. Now, this is not the result of firings that are happening across the government and the agencies. No. Actually, this is one of the one of the branches that is actually exempt from the cuts. See, yes, there are firings that are happening, and yes, they're having a massive impact on other parts of the Department of Justice and other parts of the government overall. But in the branch tasked with defending the Trump administration's policies, well, look, they have been seeing a voluntary reduction in force. I kid you not. So people are just quitting. Specifically, lawyers that are fed up with defending the Trump administration's or regime's unlawful executive actions. According to reports, roughly 2/3 of the Department of Justice's lawyers have quit. Around 69, of the 110 lawyers who work in the DOJ's federal programs branch, which responds to lawsuits against the administration, have left their roles since the 2024 election, according to a Reuters report. One lawyer who left the unit said that staff had become, quote, demoralized and frustrated by the nonstop barrage of legal challenges to Donald Trump's policies, which include the administration's attempts to do away with birthright citizenship, which is in the Constitution. I don't know why you would go after that. The detention and deportation of migrants without any due process, the imposition of tariffs on U.S. trading partners, and their attempts to reshape the federal bureaucracy with the plan from Project 2025, basically, to get rid of these people, a lot of the civil servants, and replace them with loyalists. So there you go. At least 4 lawyers said that they quit over concerns that Trump's steps to gut federal agencies and block funding to institutions like Harvard violate the Constitution. In fact, one departed DOJ lawyer told Reuters, quote, "Many of these people came to work at federal programs to defend aspects of our constitutional system. How could they participate in the project of tearing it down?" Yeah, that's a good question. It's a fair question. At least 3 lawyers from the federal programs branch also quit because they feared they'd face sanction for refusing to bow to pressure from the department to lie in court or violate other ethics rules. And there it is. This administration is ordering us to lie, and so I'm just going to quit because I don't want to get sanctioned. I don't want to suffer personal consequences here or professional consequences for lying on behalf of this administration that wants me to lie to a judge, to lie in court, the article said skew the facts, but there's really no other way to phrase that other than, okay, so you just want them to lie then. Because that's what skewing the facts is. You're lying. You're telling these lawyers to lie. And in what? You think that they wouldn't tell lawyers to lie? Of course they would. This is the Trump regime that we're talking about. A lying liar who was put as president of the United States, yes, telling the DOJ, you should lie. Come on. Now, while high turnover at the DOJ unit is common between administrations, you would think that it would have happened at the beginning. But no. Sources told Reuters that this level of staff turnover in the middle of a presidential administration, we're like 6 months in, is unprecedented. Among those who have left are seasoned lawyers who worked across different administrations, including the first Trump administration. So you had first-term Trump administration lawyers that had worked for the previous Trump administration and were like, oh man, this is worse. This is so much worse than it was the first time. Holy crap. They're doing a speed run into breaking as many laws as possible. No, we got to get out of here. In fact, here's Peter Keisler, who led the DOJ's civil division under former President George W. Bush, telling the outlet, quote, We've never had an administration pushing the legal envelope so quickly, so aggressively, and across such a broad range of government policies and programs. The demands are intensifying at the same time that the ranks of lawyers there to defend these cases are dramatically thinning. To which I say,
whoopsie.
Oh no. Oh, that's terrible. Oh no.
Oh no!
Oops. The mass exodus has led the Trump administration to exempt the DOJ from the federal government's hiring freeze imposed by Trump as part of the federal cost-cutting plans, according to the report. Yeah, they're getting a bit desperate, and it won't be long until they start really hiring the bottom of the barrel. Okay. I mean, imagine that. Oh boy. Now, of course, the DOJ, the White House, put out a statement without addressing the staff exodus at the DOJ, saying, quote, every member of the president's DOJ and White House counsel is committed to adhering to the Constitution. No, they're not. And defending the president's Article 2 authorities, which the radical left is actively trying to strip from him. That everything has to do, it's the radical left. Everything is the fault of the radical left, according to this administration. I mean, it's so ridiculous. We don't have a radical left. The radical left in this country. You know what they want? They're like, hey, wouldn't it be great if everybody had healthcare and food? That's the radical left in this country. Okay, that's what they want. That's what we want. Make sure that everybody has a place to live that they can afford. Oh my God. Oh no, radical left. No, people are quitting because this administration is criminal. And that's really it. A DOJ spokesperson told Reuters that those who remain in the unit are battling an unprecedented amount of lawsuits challenging Trump's agenda. The department has defeated many of these lawsuits, all the way up to the Supreme Court. Oh, well, that would be why. And will continue to defend the president's agenda to keep Americans safe. For one, the reason that there are so many lawsuits against this administration is because there's so much law breaking by this administration. I already mentioned, trying to get rid of birthright citizenship, which is in the Constitution, the ICE raids that have been taking American citizens and sending them off into exile. Trump's attempts to take power away from the states is another one when it comes to their elections. I mean, this regime had tried to take over the state's role in elections, which is, again, clearly constitutionally afforded to the states. That is a power that is given to the states to run their own elections. And Trump was like, no, I want it. Well, you can't have it. Can't have it. Again, just a few examples of the lawsuits that have been filed, and some of them have been won by the people that have filed against this administration. So no wonder the lawyers are tired. And at some point, this drain is going to be so much so that they're going to run out of qualified people to defend them in court. Lucky for them, though. And I alluded to this earlier. The Supreme Court is rigged. Okay, so it probably won't matter if the lawyers that they eventually hire ended up receiving their degrees from a Cracker Jack box, or worse, Trump University. Oh my God. Imagine if they had a law course, if they were still open, that is. But anyway, it will become more and more obvious, though, as the challenges continue to mount, that Trump keeps doing illegal things. Because that's, I mean, it's pretty obvious to me now, but that's because I'm paying attention. When you get the normies to start paying attention and to see just the rampant, law breaking by this administration, they're going to be like, oh my God, what is going on here? And the arguments that these lawyers are going to be making, especially if they're replaced, again, these seasoned lawyers are replaced by people who are idiots. Seeing some of those arguments, I mean, that's going to be, number one, entertaining, but also enlightening, because it's like, wow, these people are just out there defending rank criminality. Oh, and they're not doing a very good job at it. Congratulations. Now, one thing that I'm also really heartened to see is all of these law firms that Trump had threatened earlier. You've had some of them pushing back and not bowing to the intimidation. Okay, I love that. And some of them have even decided to join in filing lawsuits against this administration, even though they were threatened. All right, and the ones that did go along with Trump because of those threats are seeing reduced business. People do not want to hire these same law firms that bent the knee. Because, well, if you're going to bend the knee to the government, then, and especially to someone like Donald Trump who's engaging in law breaking, then, well, you're not really going to look out for me, are you? So why would I hire someone like you? Exactly. Now, I would hope that maybe some of these lawyers who quit the DOJ decide to, why don't we not only, again, quit the DOJ, but also join the firms that are suing the Trump administration, because at the very least, and I'm not counting on the courts to stop Trump. No, ultimately that is up to the American people to stop this regime. But at very least, all these court challenges might be able to at least slow them down a bit. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.